I'm Susan Anderson, and I'm about to read a poem I'm working on. It's called Paintings on the Wall. I've been working for a couple of months on this because it so happened that two paintings of mine that have been in this house for 30 or 40 years, but never together. And when they came together, I was compelled to make a poem of it. One painting is by Kathleen, C.K. Lord, and it's a beautiful, green, mystic, strong image. Its title is The Chumash Spirit at Higgins Springs. The second piece is a print of one of the paintings that Campbell Grant did of an actual Chumash pictograph from the Washburn Ranch at Kiama. And there's a thread that hasn't gotten into the poem yet, but I have to mention it because it's part of it. Higgins and Washburn are early European settlers in the area. So they interfaced with the remnants of the Chumash. And there's something there too that's important to this whole story.
And who are the Chumash?
The Chumash are the local tribe, the California Indian tribe that lived thousands of years from Morro Bay to Malibu, from the Channel Islands to the Kern River. Big, beautiful ocean to the mountains. You know, Carpinteria, their village here was Mishnopshno. They had several villages here. They had several dialects of their language. California Indians are extraordinary. They lived peacefully for eons. And part of that might be that the environment, the land is so rich. Life wasn't a struggle. Life was a celebration. Main staple, acorns. We're not going to do the Chumash lecture, but I have loved anthropology and the Chumash in particular for decades, since I went to college and discovered anthropology and discovered the concept of culture and what it means to us as humans. So here are these two pictures together on my wall, and this is what I've said about them so far. Work in progress. Paintings on the wall. A giant new painting came into my house, causing a ruckus of rearrangement, bringing together two pieces that really resonate. John Lincoln's adaptation of Campbell Grant's representation of a Chumash pictograph, and C.K. Lord's painting, Chumash Spirit at Higgins Springs. I burned sage when I felt the impact of their togetherness, hoping rich smoke would help me see what I was looking at. I looked at Kathleen's painting. By the tule and the trees, the shaman stands, drawing water strength from the spring to guide him through the sacred portal into the realm of spirit, into the mysteries of the universe. Radiating quiet force, and according to his position, the Chumash wears a milkweed skirt and a crow-feathered crown. At one with this place, he stands as grounded as the tree, alert as the lizard, fluid as the water. His strength drives his knowledge and skill to interpret dreams, heal the sick with song and prayer, using plant medicines and red ants. Now he holds his elderberry wansack, a clapper stick, to beat rhythm for the chanting and dancing. Is he contemplating his next painting ceremony? John Lincoln's print is a static representation of ancient mystery, strikingly beautiful and far removed from its point of origin. Now the images sit captive behind glass on a white background, a white paper background, in a time and place so far from the rock near the Washburn Ranch in Kiama. Chumash cave painting was done in private. Only the shaman, his helpers, and members of the religious society participated. Knowledge and meaning was meant only for the religious leaders. Remote caves and hidden nooks in giant rocks were found for this most sacred ceremony. They would be difficult for anyone to find. The vibrant and elegant images were made to connect the people to the spirit world, to give them power from spirit helpers, particularly frogs and rattlesnakes. The paintings reflect Chumash astronomy, showing us that Holhol, the giant condor, is the planet that the Romans called Mars. That the Tomol represents our journey across the water to the afterworld. The pictographs are the sacred text of the Chumash people, a symbolic map of their universe. Yet most of their meaning is unknown and by design unavailable to us. The shaman knows the mysteries. He gathers all of us who belong to this endeavor, those who will interact with the spirit world. Jimson weed is often the sacrament. Our printmakers, singers, dancers, fire builders, and most of all, our artists, those who will put the messages on the rock. He leads us up the mountains through the chaparral and oak, far from the village. He knows the secluded spot with water, room for the fires and ceremony and dancing, and most importantly, a large flat rock surface. We carry bundles of color, vivid and lasting, red, yellow, black, white, blues and greens, and baskets of soap fiber brushes. We come to this sacred place to appeal for health, fertility, and rain, to exercise powers of evil that would bring us sickness, sterility, and drought. The Chumash knows and shows us the way. The singers sing, the dancers dance. The paint is mixed, the painters paint, and our visions are on the rock. There has been a renaissance in Chumash culture. What was lost to colonization, genocide, and time has been found. Over years, elders and other tribal members, Chumash scholars, and anthropologists have worked diligently to repair and restore the culture of the ancestors. Chumash people are once again speaking their own language. The erasure didn't take. And so it is with all aspects of the Chumash way. And yet, the magical and religious significance of the pictographs evades us. Campbell Grant suggests the supernatural was as real and readily visual as the natural to the Chumash. That the real was as readily visual as the natural to the Chumash. And therefore, their pictographs present us with questions, not answers. They depict concepts, not things. We can't know the shaman's secret knowledge, but we know that the Chumash lived in harmony with Hutash, the Earth Mother, who had created them, the Chumash, from magical seeds. They revered her world and all its wonders, the plants, the animals, geology, geography, the salt marsh, and the mountains. They trod softly on the earth with gratitude. And perhaps this is what we're meant to know, all we need to know.
What do you hope people will get out of it?
Oh, the same thing that I wrote in the letter to the editor about the building in the salt marsh. That treading softly on the earth, respecting it, caring for it, nurturing it. I'm going to expand this part because treading softly on the earth is a metaphor for loving the earth, for understanding that that the earth and we and all the creatures are integral, interwoven, intertwined with each other, that our survival, that our thriving, our happiness, our meaning in life is how we relate to the natural world. That's what I want you to get out of it.
Well, that was lovely, Susan.